Hello, friends, and welcome to Ghouls Night In, the spooky chat show with your best ghoul friends. I'm Penny Snark.
And I'm Midge Munster.
And Midge, I am going to tell you today about a spooky show that I feel like I don't hear much about, which is a shame because I thought it was really funny. It was quite charming. I think it has a lot spiritually in common with some of our other favorite shows. What do you know about iZombie?
Oh my gosh. I know very little, actually. This is like something I give Rain guff about, one of my best friends. I have watched it like in passing because this is like a background show that she puts on a lot. Sure. And so I've seen some of it and everything. It's not in a bad way. I'm just like, this is plumb silly.
It is. It is silly.
So silly.
Yes. I do not disagree. I do. So I feel like there are two major reasons that people do not still talk about the show. One being the title is dumb. Like, that's
correct. Yeah,
that's a dumb name for a show. It doesn't tell you anything about the show. So
well, yeah, it does. iZombie.
It's true.
What else do you need to know about the plot?
What else do you need to know? And for anyone who is not familiar, this is not zombie like I Claudius. This is iZombie like iPod with a little I.
Yeah. Exactly.
And this is, I will say, this is another example of, you know how a show can be cool and fun and then it has a bad ending and everyone's like, oh, I don't care about this anymore.
Most shows, right, yeah.
This definitely comes into play with iZombie, I will say. So I do think the beginning seasons are cute, they're charming, and I think a lot of people would like them. So I am definitely not a zombie person in
I was
general.
About to say this, Penny. This is not my that's not my subgenre of enjoyment as a rule.
Yes, I would agree. And one thing that you will note from the fact that a zombie is the lead character of this show is that these are they're a little bit different than your traditional zombies. So you got a little bit more to work with here. But I'm gonna see if I can convince you, Midge, and our listeners that maybe they should give this show a shot.
You're gonna get into it.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to start right off the bat saying, isn't this a CW show?
It is a CW show. Yes.
Yeah.
We set your expectations accordingly. I am not saying that this is great.
To CW.
This is great cinema, but there are a lot.
Classically, I don't like anything good, so it's okay.
There you go. iZombie is officially based on a comic book of that name. But really the only thing that they share is like zombie and like that the main character is like a pale girl with silver hair. So the comic really, it's like the character in the show has a different name. She has a different job. So there's really just not a whole lot connective tissue there.
Haha.
And what this show is, at least in the beginning, is like a spooky comedy procedural, which is several words. And I feel like that's part of why I like this show, is because if anyone doesn't know, I do have a big weak spot for like procedurals. Like I used to watch a bunch of Criminal Minds, a lot of SVU. So like I do love like solving a little bit of a mystery. In the show.
I do as well. Yeah.
Yes. So in this show, our leading zombie lady is named Liv Moore, who is a medical resident who one day gets bitten by a zombie. And becomes one. So in this universe, it is actually eating brains that keeps zombies sentient and not like a shambling monster. And so Liv, obviously, who is a cool regular girl, is like, oh my God, how am I going to find and mostly ethically eat brains. a question we've all asked ourselves, certainly.
Yeah, frequently.
But she thinks, aha, I'm going to get a job at the morgue, and then I can, just take a little nibble off some brains. No one has to know. And the other element of this show is that when you eat someone's brain, you kind of absorb a little bit of their personality, and have interesting flashbacks to their life. And she realizes that she could help solve the murders of the people whose brains she's eating here in the morgue. There is a whole running bit about how you can't really taste anymore, and so she's always putting like insane hot sauce on things, and is generally just like a spunky girl. The show was developed by Rob Thomas of Veronica Mars fame. So you definitely have a little bit of a Veronica vibe with the mystery elements. It does get compared to Buffy just in like the sassy dialogue kind of vibe. And there is, I think, obviously they're very different shows, but there is a splash of Pushing Daisies energy. Yes,
I was about to say.
Because you're like, it's weird.
Using dead people to solve their crimes.
Dead people to solve their own murders. Like, that is Pushing Daisies classic.
Yeah. Did this show come after or around the same time?
Oh, that's a good question. Let me just confirm when Pushing Daisies. Oh, after.
Pushing Daisies is
Pushing Daisies 2007.
Yeah, okay.
I just checked.
Me keeping that thing on me. I said, yeah, it's like 2008.
You know. That's why I was like, I have no idea. I have no concept of time.
And when did I thought
this is 2015.
Whoa, that's late.
Yeah.
In my head, I put this in like the same time zone as Kyle XY, which I feel like is like 2005.
Yeah, that's older. Yeah, no, this one's
funny.
A little bit. This one's definitely later. This is like fully post Buffy, post all of that.
I feel like this is a tonally interesting show for 2015. That feels late for this tone of television.
It does feel late.
But then again, that's
surprised.
The CW, baby.
Yes, that is the CW, baby. You never know.
What if we did it about 10 years after everybody else?
You never know what's going to be going on here.
Sly. Okay.
Yes. Well, we'll get into the backstory of the show now, which is that apparently, unrelated to this, Rob Thomas really wanted to make a zombie apocalypse show. And he was like developing this as a concept, and according to this interview I read, like he was literally starting to like set up meetings to pitch this when AMC announced that they had picked up The Walking Dead, and he was like, well, that was basically the show I wanted to make, so like it's too late now. No one's gonna want to make my show. And then that, he set that aside. He went on. I think Veronica Mars was after that, because I think Walking Dead was picked up in like 2007, 2000-ish, all like early times too. It's so crazy to think some of these shows that like were on for so long. You're like,
right. Yeah. Well, no, did Walking Dead I think started when I was in college. So I think that was like 2012.
I'm checking. I'm doing my due diligence. 2010.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay, 2010. But so this would have been when it was optioned, so probably like a year or two. So like 2008, 2009 that he was thinking about this. But so he was like, I'm setting my zombie dreams aside. I'm moving on to other things. And Warner Brothers was reached out to him and was like, hey, we need another like cool female protagonist over here on the CW. Please come make us something based on this iZombie comic. And apparently at first he was like, no, I don't have time. Oh yeah, that's what. So he was in the process of editing the Veronica Mars film at that point.
Sure.
And was like, no. And so that's also part of why I also imagine this as being an earlier show, because I just am like, yeah, okay, Veronica Mars and then this. But no, there was a big gap in between.
Yeah, well, that's OG Veronica Mars started when we were kids. I mean, that was like 2000.
Yeah, I was in high school, I think, yeah.
I forget very often that we're not the same age. And I was like, I was in 3rd grade.
Yeah, wild. It's especially like a couple of years difference when you're
that age,
when you're in school makes a big difference as to like what stage of life
exactly.
it is.
And I'm like, now I'm like, we're the exact same person. We were born the same year for sure.
100%. But no, he gave in and he was like, okay, and he had a co-writer and started kind of putting this show together, so this kind of backstory is interesting to me because, so we talked about like a bad finale. This show makes a stark change in its kind of concept throughout the seasons, which also, hey, CW show. I feel like they are definitely known for that. But I was really interested to hear that he had kind of this background, and in this interview that I read, which was kind of in advance of the show premiering, he really says like, I did not want this to be just a procedural but with zombies. Like I wanted to like have this whole universe, and I would say that depending on your opinion, maybe you're into the whole universe, maybe you would have preferred that it stayed in like kind of a cute procedural vibe, but that's up to every person. So the show does debut in March of 2015. And it runs for 5 seasons. So this didn't go off the air until 2019, which is insane to me.
Wow. Wow. What? The year I got married?
Crazy.
This iZombie was
You got married and iZombie was on television.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was very weird to me to see, and I will say I did not like stick with it all the way through, and I haven't had like broadcast TV in many years. Sure. So like I watched this when I think they put the first 2 seasons on Netflix, probably some streaming app, and I was like, oh my gosh, the show is cute and fun, and then it was like, and then we did all this crazy other stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine, I guess.
And I feel like generally when I have not sat down and like watched this program, right? But I feel like generally when I hear people talk about this show, it's not in a positive light. and that may very well be why, is that if it like has this stark tonal shift in the last couple seasons or something, that people just were miffed about it. I don't know.
Yes. Yeah. So I will let's talk about our cast of characters who I think are part of the appeal is just like, if you think these people are charming and fun to watch, because Liv is played by Rose McIver, who has been now on Ghosts, but is probably best known as the female lead in the Netflix Christmas Prince movies.
Oh, funny.
Which was always
fun. I have not seen those.
Oh, well, those are quite an adventure, but it was definitely funny for me to watch them and be like, hey,
that's iZombie.
That's a zombie. That's a zombie. What is she doing here? And who else is in a lot of stuff on Netflix and also in this show?
Tell me.
It's Raul Coley, one of Mark Flanagan's favorite dudes. This was his very first show.
Oh, funny.
So this is his debut. It is where I first fell in love with him. So he plays the medical examiner, Ravi, who is Liv's boss. But of course, he quickly figures out her zombiness and, serves as an ally. And she, at first, is pretending to be psychic to, like, pass off these visions, because she, of course, does not want people to know that she is a zombie.
Right. Makes sense.
As one does. And she... So this was another funny connection as I was just editing our Gravity Falls episode, because she works. So this is going to be. I made that sound like this is going to be connected to Gravity Falls, which it is not. But the detective that she buddies up with is this homicide detective named Clive, who is played by Malcolm Goodwin, who was also in The Lazarus Project.
Oh my
which
gosh.
we brought up because we talked about Linda Cardellini last week, and I was like,
oh, funny.
Because I put that on, and I was like, oh my god, Clive from iZombie, and that was part of why I was like, yeah, maybe I'll talk about this. And so the other reason that I was moved to talk about this is that it is coming to Pluto this weekend.
Oh, nice.
August 1st. Friend, if you're listening to this now, it's already there. And I know that is something that was of great excitement to people because the later seasons were never released on DVD or anything. So there is not a lot of legitimate ways to watch this entire show.
Similarly to Pushing Daisies again, where it just disappeared from the world for like 5 years.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm kind of like, is this my opportunity to delve in and kind of see what happens? Because they do, I know it is the last, I never actually saw the last season, which is one that is very controversial, and I know a lot of people are not fans of, but I'm kind of like, you know what, sometimes you just gotta watch until you're not feeling it anymore, and then you just let it go. That's how I feel about later seasons of the X-Files.
The X-Files? So I was literally about to say, oh, so you mean how I rewatch the X-Files?
Exactly. Yep.
Yeah, I watch it right up to about mid-season 7. I say, that's enough. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for this wonderful ride.
I'll be going now.
I'll see myself out, yeah.
Exactly. You don't have to go all the way through.
Oh, that's so funny. That was my exact thought.
Yes, yeah, and I don't know. That's just kind of how it goes. And I do think it's funny just because there are, like, I feel like in our modern era, so many examples of shows like, you know, obviously Game of Thrones, famously.
Yep.
All sorts of shows that just kind of whiffed it at the end, and it is hard sometimes to enjoy shows, but I feel like especially with this one where it does like kind of make a big difference. So really it's the first 2 seasons are pretty set in this kind of procedural vibe, and then it's the later ones where they start kind of delving more and more into kind of like this zombie lore and like zombies, you know, trying to take over the city and things like that.
He said, I will have my apocalypse and I will have it now.
Exactly. I was like, I feel like Rob Thomas was like, it is my time for a zombie apocalypse. I'm just having it here on the CW where maybe I wouldn't have expected to.
I will say, I think that's part of why I was actually just having this conversation with someone online this morning about like, why so many of my favorite shows are shows that were canceled.
Yeah.
Because like in a way there's no opportunity to ruin it, you know? Like it kind of gets preserved in this imperfect state forever, and like then you get the cult nature of everyone talking about, well, what could have happened, what, you know, it keeps the lifeblood there for so long after the show ends. But yeah, it's always a bummer when you have a show that starts like really fun and silly and ends in a
yeah. So I definitely like, and see now I'm like, I don't want to talk too much about other shows because who knows what we'll talk about in the future. But like, I still profess like I love like the first seasons of like Dexter and True Blood,
sure.
And those are both shows that went on way too long and did not retain quality throughout. So I'm definitely willing to be like, okay, a little bit of this is good. And I would agree with Rain that this is like a good background show. Like this is something nice to like.
Was this like a prime time? Like were they every week like? Or was it like shorter seasons?
No, it was like a full, I think they were like 15 to 20 episode seasons. And this also like, this premiered in March, and then like in May they all renewed it for a second season. So like at least at the beginning they felt like it
opened to popularity.
It opened to popularity. I don't think it was ever like a huge hit, but it was also.
But it's also one of those shows.
We're just burning it. I'm like, this is also on the CW, so it's not like it. Like obviously, we were past the WB Buffy glory days, and they're kind of making do.
Well, and that's I feel like, you know, my train of thought just left without me. But Oh, I was gonna say that I know what it was. This is a show I've never watched. That even before like my, like I said, given Rain shit about it. It's a show I know. Like I'm aware of the name of it and I know the premise. Like having never watched it, so it clearly had a certain level of cultural staying power.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those shows that like a lot of people have heard of or maybe like watched a couple episodes, but not one that like a lot of people are super passionate about, which I think is fair, but you can enjoy things even if they're not going to be like the greatest show you've ever watched. And
somebody clip that. Someone clip that. I'm going to play that back for you.
Very fair. That is fair. I kind of, it's funny that we've talked so much about how weird it is that this came out in 2015, because I feel like I would have liked this a lot if I saw it like as a preteen. Like,
right.
It's that kind of the show that I would have had a lot of like a nostalgic affection for. Like I think of like when I was telling you about like Big Wolf on Campus, like
totally,
which is not like an amazing show, but I'm like, yeah, this is a nice like supernatural themed program.
Yeah, if that had come out in like 2008, it would have been over for these hoes. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel like, maybe I'm wrong, but I'd be curious to know how much of this set up Santa Clarita Diet.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a really, really similar premise, similar like protagonist energy. And I, again, not a zombie girl, but my uncle-in-law, Taylor's uncle, he's got good taste in film and movies and things, and he was like, you gotta watch Santa Clarita Diet if you haven't watched it. And I was like, oh, it's just really not my bag. And then I watched it, and that's a damn good show.
It is. That is a good show.
It's really, really well done. Really good writing, really, again, lovable characters. And so, but again, I think the vibe is really similar as far, not story per se or like setting,
but it's like a lighthearted with
quirky
like
white
a
woman
little,
is a zombie.
Exactly, like a little bit of grossness, but not like super gross. Santa Clarita Diet is more gross than iZombie because that was on the CW, so there's not so much that they can do with the gore. I did enjoy one of the articles that I read was talking to Rose McIver about like eating the brains, and she was like, yeah, they've done ones that are like kind of like frosting meringue, and then they also did one that was like a soy, like compressed soy, and she was like, they're not very good. They have spit buckets. I don't actually eat them. I was like, why? Because it is, I mean, when you think about it, you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, they're making her eat these things all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's like her whole thing.
It's her whole thing. That's what they said. They were like, we try to get through a brain an episode.
A brain an episode.
So everyone has a new thing. But yeah, I mean, now that it's on Pluto, if you haven't watched it before, maybe give it a shot if you're looking. I also was thinking even though this is not like a summer show, just the fact that it's kind of like a spooky show that's not like super dark and in like very like spooky vibes, I feel like it's a light summer watch.
Zombies are very summer to me.
Zombies are so summer.
They're so summer.
They're so summer.
Hot ghoul summer.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, that is my little pitch for at least the first 2 seasons of iZombie.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Give it a shot, Midge. See it. You might like it.
I'll have to go to Rain and eat crow maybe after, or eat brains, as it were.
Eat brains, yes. Oh my gosh. Well, I would love to know if any of our listeners are iZombie fans, or if you are also dubious about this show. Did you watch the CW? What's up? Tell us more. We want to know. And you can do so by joining us over on the Ghouls Night in Discord, where we have a great time talking about the episodes, talking about craft projects we've been working on. Folks share their pets and art. It is just a good old time over there. So the link to that is in our show notes or in our Instagram bio. And if you do enjoy the show, it means so much to us when you leave us reviews or comments wherever you listen. I do believe Midge has a Spotify comment to share today.
I surely do. This is from Christy Louise on our Leech episode. It says, "Oh my, this one was perfect on the timing. We went tubing down the river just yesterday in Minnesota." So Midwestern of you.
Fun.
Tubing is such Midwestern activities. Halfway down the river, my husband stood up, and to my horror, he had a leech on him. I screamed. I screamed, "You have a leech on your butt crack!" My sister said, "I was hoping that was just a birthmark." As someone who has had leeches stuck on them before, I can confirm you feel nothing but grossed out.
Oh my God. Leech in the butt crack. That's a bad time.
Yeah, that's a specific brand of humiliation that you gotta let us know. Did you guys, what happened? Did you just let it do its thing? Did you rip it out? What happened? Is he okay?
I hope he's okay.
I'm assuming since we're laughing about it, he's fine.
Yes.
But
yes. Would you leave a Spotify comment and be like, "Tragically, this leash killed my husband."
R.I.P. to my husband.
Pour one out.
Pour one out. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, so sorry about your butt crack leech. Glad everybody's okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, if you would like to follow along with the podcast, you can find us on Instagram at Ghouls Night in Pod. And if you are looking for me, you can find me at Penny Snark.
And you can find me all over the web at Midge Munster.
And until next time, good